Let's just be real. He'd rather spend time with John Legend than any of these bitches. And think about it. All of the celebrity tale, you ain't never heard one of these talk about how dope he was in bed.
Man, God bless Jaguar. I really don't have any negative thoughts towards her. I was for surely disappointed and hurt when she said what she said about me because it wasn't true. And I know people that have experienced assault, and that's not anything to just say if it's not true.
In a recent interview, Jaguar Wright came out swinging, revealing who Common had been having secret affairs with.
Has anybody ever said anything about this man's sexual prowess? Has anybody ever said he's a good lover? They always say he's a nice guy. He's so sweet. Oh, he's always giving you flowers. Oh, he buys me the cutest shoes. How does he know they're cute? Hey. He's picking shoes out for you. And if John Legend gets another stitch of Botox, straight men don't worry about these things. Straight men ain't getting cheek and ab implants and chin implants and getting fake dimples cut into their face. Men don't give no about this shit. I was just talking about this the other day in my live. Somebody said Odell is gay. They say he's on the down low. He don't really want me. He's not into me. Guess what? Nice try. I'm not telling you what I got. Because I already know if I tell you, I'm really going to catch a case. Now, straight men don't get no fucking shit. They really don't.
It appears that she is dedicated to disseminating information on Common's sexual orientation and his relationship with John Legend. The problem lies in the fact that Jaguar and Common have a long history together because she has spoken out some of his horrible actions in the past.
Goddamn Common. Next thing I know, we go to bed. He like, oh, come on, Jag. No, I'm tired. I was on the stage all night. I want to lay down. I'm going to lay down in the bed. I lay down with my clothes on. You know what I mean? I'm a rape survivor. I know how to buy myself a little time. You know what I mean? Just in case I try to get out of hand, you got to pull my pants down. By the time you get my pants down, I promise you, I'm hooking off in your jaw. That's how I grew up. The next thing I wake up this morning, I feel something poking in my face and shit, right? And it's just poking in my face, and I'm what the f? And I'm like, and I open my mouth, just trying to stick his in my mouth while I'm asleep. Lonnie Lynn, Rashid, Common, whatever the f you want to call yourself. That's why I stopped with him. Because if you gonna try to stick your in my mouth while I'm asleep, there ain't nothing you won't do. I don't even know why he running around here, parading around here with all these public relationships that don't never seem to last. When the last time he actually had a real? You was with Serena, that didn't work out. You was with whoever and whoever. You always got, whoever's hot dating you, but that don't last long. He ain't been right since Lauryn Hill left him anyway. Then he got with Erica after him. He hated my ex-husband for I don't know how long. No matter where we bumped into each other, he wouldn't even look my ex-husband in the face. He would talk to everybody totally real. Let's keep it a bean. Real.
This is piping hot, girl.
With Erica, and then Erica was jealous of me. That song "Booty" on that second album, that was about me. She made that at Black Lily in New York.
But I also just understand that she may be going through some things that I don't understand. So in all truth, I went through like different emotions. I was like, man, why is she saying this? This is like not true. Why? Like, how is this going to affect me? But then I started thinking about, man, I don't know what she's going through.
Regretfully, she verified that this occurs significantly more frequently in the sector than we had previously believed.
So that whole experience, like you said, that's some deep thing. Rape, that's deep. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's common. It is common.
Crazy. That's crazy. So how are these people able to keep going on with the career?
What do you mean?
Doing these heinous crimes.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm just saying.
You ain't never had a boy that did a whole bunch of dirt and you let him make it? You telling me that never happened? You never had somebody in your life who was dirty, who did dirt, and you let him make it?
I see what you're saying, but
think about that on a corporate level.
Right.
She continued by discussing how males have persisted in enabling Common.
R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored pedophile in the United States. Everybody knew. That's why I couldn't really watch that documentary, because half of the people that was in there, I can't believe he did it. Nigga, you used to go get the bitches too. I watched you, dog. I watched y'all make these deals. Don't nobody want to talk about Aaliyah. Don't nobody want to talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
There's certain things about that I won't talk about. I'll let Dame Dash talk about it. See, that's his business.
Okay.
And when he's ready to talk about it all, I'll corroborate every word that he says. But it's not my story to tell. But it's real. It's real. How does a 14-year-old girl get married and no adult in the family knew? Unless, I'm just saying.
I heard you say something earlier to the effect of...
It's fucking awful what they did to that woman. It's fucking awful. She was amazing. Aaliyah was amazing.
Yeah, she really
If she
was.
had been alive now, there's a lot of people that wouldn't have jobs. Funny how that worked out for some people. You know, one thing I learned about in jail, when I was in jail, fighting, clearing my name, I learned how to move niggas around. See, when you in county jail, you want to really survive and be cool, you got to learn how to move people around. I would never wish this career on any woman. There's only 3 different kinds of careers in this world where a woman's safety and respect for her body are totally disregarded. Strippers, sex workers, and female entertainers. We are treated no different than prostitutes because we're entertainers. Well, that's what the word actress used to mean back in the 1800s. It meant prostitute. We're the meat. Judy Garland used to say it best. They come and they love me while I'm on stage, and then I go and I take the clothes off, and it's just me and the bag of bones, wondering when it'll all be over. Judy Garland said that about her experiences. She was in one of the greatest American films of all time. You remember? What's the name of the movie? The Wizard of Oz? If you knew how many times they took a piece out of her while she was going down the yellow brick road, she was probably clicking them damn shoes hoping that they worked for real. Or how many young child stars get passed around at parties?
Jaguar made some really harsh remarks, and she has a track record of challenging the elite power system.
How many more R. Kellys are in the industry that we don't know about?
At least 25 that I can confirm and will confirm in my documentary, Digging Up the Roots. Because as I'm doing my investigations and vetting the victims that are coming to me and speaking to me, there are overlapping stories in at least 15 different camps right now.
Are they A-listers?
Yeah, 2/3 of them are A-listers.
Wow. Can we get an example of one of the stories? You ain't got to go too deep, but just a general synopsis. Like with Bill Cosby, it was always
I had a survivor told me that she was sold from one rap crew. You hear me? I said crew, because that's what they are for real. From one rap crew to another for $500 in a beat.
3 years ago, she mentioned something about Diddy.
But he's effective at his tools. He messed with all of their lives. All of them. All for the optics, all for the glory of Bad Boy. A label that did nothing but destroy artists and groups.
Yes. Talk about
it. And he's still making money to this day off of all of their catalog.
I gotta ask you this. What else did
Shout out
Puffy
to
put
Mother
out?
Wallace.
Yes. May Biggie rest in peace.
That's the true hero. That's the true hero in the Biggie Small story. Valletta Wallace.
But even when it comes to Diddy, let me ask you something.
I don't want to talk about him.
You don't want to talk about him?
I ain't got good to say about him.
I call him the devil. Am I somewhere close?
I'm going to tell you a true story. The Bad Boy Summer Tour, I think it was like 97, 98. It was a big deal. Everybody was on the roster. They came to Philadelphia. Back then, it was called the First Union Center before it became the Wachovia Center, before it came the Wells Fargo Center.
Okay.
That goes to show you how long I've been doing this. So we were sitting backstage and another label executive was standing next to me. And this was when Puff was doing the whole gospel moment in the middle of, we the shit. He did it on the award show. Had Faith singing gospel while he was, worship me. While I'm the shit. But a record executive said to me, if this place go up in flames right now, the only motherfucker that will survive is that.
Did you see anything in particular?
I've seen things. I've seen videotapes.
What's on these videotapes? Wait a minute. Take another sip of that.
See, Talib, I got my nails done.
Wait,
Now you
nah,
can
hold
start
on.
trolling on my page and telling me I need to get my nails done, Talib.
We gonna get on him next. Let me ask you: did Cassie escape or did they break up?
I would say ask Kim Porter, but she's gone.
How did he get that casket so quick for Kim?
I would say ask Kim Porter, but she's gone.
And that book she was writing is gone too. The manuscript.
His bodyguard shut up real fast too.
Sure did.
You know the biggest problem that I got with Puff, for real?
So,
With honeycombs, that's what I call them, honeycombs.
Long before music producer and singer Cassie accused the mogul of mistreatment, Jaguar Wright leveled some surprising and audacious charges against Diddy. In 2022, Jaguar revealed some startling facts about the music business in an interview with Real Life Productions. She made it clear that she believed Diddy may have had a hand in the murders of several employees of Uptown Records.
I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost, isn't that interesting? Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And I'll Be Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest mother, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know, it's too many coincidences.
Too many. You
Honeycomb.
stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog too. And congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
Jaguar continued by saying that there was one thing in common between the 2 surviving employees of Uptown Records and the deceased: they were all authors of tell-all novels. She also noted how many of the accusations made against Diddy were made at an early stage.
Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it.
They say it's goals.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
She was
basically.
getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the f is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like the fact that he, I'm just saying, the fact that he cut from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K, 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the f is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's got to be some dark shit. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. 4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now, she was getting $2 million a quarter, but then she got, you know, you got going on that's so deep that it ain't worth $1.25 million?
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, well, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that mother. I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I would never want that.
Exactly.
But their father is the devil. He the fucking devil.
Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
You know, do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about T.D. Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for $100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on you, bishop. And he said, and then the bitch said, it's on the internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, what? Are we at church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or that's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord.
Her claims regarding Common and John Legend are intriguing, though, considering their unusual past, and it seems like she understands what she's talking about. Common is a fascinating person in his own right. He has consistently shown a great deal of transparency about the women he has dated, perhaps too much, to the point where it borders on being a front.
Like high-profile relationships. Yeah. You mentioned the Serena thing. Yeah. When I met you, you had just broken up with Erica. Yeah. You know, Taraji P. Henson. Yeah. As well. How is it having these types of, you know, being a celebrity yourself and the other person being a celebrity as well, and every move is, you know, in the media, every time you go out, it's in the pic, you know, there's photos and everything else like that. How difficult is it to have a relationship in that type of environment?
Well, it's not difficult until it becomes bad, really, to be honest. Like, it's like when everything is good, you kind of know how to protect it, you know, even if it's people chatting about, well, man, nah, they shouldn't be together and this and that. When the love is there, you know, like you really in the relationship, you don't care what nobody's saying. Right. But when things is a little shaky, like that negative energy and negative talk kind of affects the relationship too. I remember when I was in a relationship with Erica, she was really like adamant about not like
putting ourselves on display, you know. And I thought that was a smart thing, you know. And I think, you know, for people to do it, hey, I don't have a problem with it. But I think, you know, you got to kind of live your life naturally. You got to live your life naturally and just like allow your relationship to be what it is. You got to be strong within your family, home first with your relationship. And then, you know, if the public see you out there, cool. If you decide you're going to do an article and talk about love, cool. But overall, I think it ain't nothing that, you know, you just live for the public. You can't live your relationship for the public. But it is tough, you know.
Does it make you kind of shy away from, you know, celebrity relationships after that?
I think yeah, at a certain point I was like, you know what, I'm good on this.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. I'm kind of cool on this celebrity. Like, I mean, not that, you know, if I meet a girl and she just cool as hell and you know, we really connect, and she's a celebrity, I'm still, you know, keep connected with her. But man, I'm definitely like, I do have, I think, a little bias up towards, you know what, I'd rather, you know, just date a teacher or, you know, a journalist or something, you know, who knows? You
know, into that type of racist environment, you know, and then having to really personify that on camera. How does it make you feel about racism in general and where we are right now in society?
Well, one thing I learned about from doing Hell on Wheels and dealing with racism, you know, studying and learning what racism was in 1865.
Right.
You know, I recognized that, first of all, that the relationships then weren't only just like slave and master. It was like some intricate relationships going on, because if you think about it, like some masters unfortunately raped, you know, their slave women, and they would have children that were mixed, and sometimes those masters would want to, those kids would be part of their family, so a kid could be raised in a confused situation.
Exactly.
So, and I kind of got an understanding of that, and also saw that all the relationships weren't just because you white, I don't like you, because you black. I started understanding slavery too was more, it was a way to it was definitely a racist thing and it oppressed people, but it also was business to a lot of the people that were masters. Anyway, fast forward, some of those problems still exist. Racism is like, it's not as overt, but it still exists. When we have Trayvon Martin dying and a system that believes it's okay for that to happen, then that's racism. You know, and even the young man that got shot for having his music up too loud, like, I mean, it's racism. But we got so many other problems in America. It's like racism is not always at the forefront because we feel like, oh, we got a black president. Oh, we see, you know, successful people out there that are African American or black, and we doing multicultural movies, so racism doesn't exist, but it still does exist. It's just under the table. One thing I liked about during that time, it was just out there, put on the table. And I'd rather just be put on the table because that's the only way you get to the solution.
Were you shocked when those Justin Bieber tapes came out?
You know, I was a little bit, because I think that, you know, I know how much Justin Bieber is, like, he respects black culture. He surrounds himself with black people, so I don't think it was something that, to be honest, I never even seen the tapes, but I got the feedback of it. But I don't think it's something that, like, he was saying wholeheartedly to demean a black person. From what I didn't see the tape, but from what I pick up, I don't think, you know, and if he did, he was in a place where he just didn't know. Like, he must have been raised in a place where he just didn't know, because obviously he's gravitated towards black culture. And, you know, so, I mean, he has to have a certain amount of respect for it for you to be a part of it and want to be a part of it.
In his autobiography, Let Love Have the Last Word, published in 2019, Common disclosed that he had been sexually raped as a child by a family acquaintance. He also told about how, when he was 9 or 10 years old, Brandon harassed him and attempted to force him to do the same thing when they had to share a bed one night on their way to see his aunt with a family friend's cousin. Common stated, "I kept pushing him away and saying no."
therapy. Talk about things that black men don't talk about sometimes. Like, it's a stigma for us to say I'm going to a therapist. You know, like if I told my friends that, they look at me and be like, yo, why you going to a therapist? What's the matter? You look like everything is good with you. Why are you going to a therapist? But we all need that mental health support. People experience so much trauma. Even when things are good, you still have things that you've experienced in life that you may not know you're carrying with you. I really got to, through therapy, learn a lot about how I react in relationships. So, and I really know from going to communities how much trauma that young people go through and some of the depression and anxiety. And I'm like, man, just get some help, just get some support. We all need.
He claimed that he ignored all that had happened and didn't give it any attention until he started working on the 2018 film The Tale, which is about a lady who examines child cases and starts to wonder about her own background.
I've even been shot at, but he said the hardest work I had to do was to work on myself. And that's what I've been feeling, like the work on but I feel like the work on myself is helping me to go out and be.
He wrote the attacker a letter in which he asked for forgiveness and stated his intention to put an end to violent cycles. Common's latest album, The Auditorium Ball One, was just released. He performed several times to promote the CD. Jennifer Hudson, as the champion lover in Common raps, maybe sporting a watch covered in diamonds, appears in the song God. When he thought back on their collaborative work with People magazine, he realized that the lyrics truly captured his feelings for Hudson. He said, "I genuinely love, care about, and am growing with Jennifer in our wonderful union." He said, "I'll say this, the idea of a champion lover means you are the one I feel has a lot of potential," in reference to the song's theme.
I just feel like the music we created is in the spirit of what we always loved about hip-hop. It's got joy to it, it's got the soul to it.
In the interview, Common paid tribute to Hudson's vocal abilities, saying that other musicians were amazed by the song and said, "It sounds like Jennifer, that's not how you've heard her before. I love that we have a new chance to showcase Hudson's abilities. She really brought it, man." After nearly 10 years of intimate friendship, the two recognized their friendship in January 2024 when Common appeared on The Jennifer Hudson Show.
Now we gotta get down to business, Mr. Common. I'm a host, and so I have to ask you this question, because everybody always want to know this. Are you dating anyone?
So, yes, and I'm in a relationship that is with one of the most beautiful people I ever met in life. And she's smart, she loves God, she has something real down to earth about her. She's talented, but I set my standard kind of high because she had to have an EGOT. She had to win an Oscar on her first movie. I set my standard high. She had to get her own talk show.
Oh, okay.
So what about you though? How is your love life?
I'm dating as well, and I am very happy. Are you happy in your relationship?
Yes, this relationship is a happy place for me. It's like
I love that you use the word happy place.
No, but seriously, it's like for me, it's one of the things where I found where seeing her happy actually makes me really happy. So I'm very grateful. I thank God each and every day, and I'm just letting God guide this relationship.
Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Also subscribe our channel for more videos.